All right, so we have his head and we have his hair done. Let's go ahead and make our characters, essentially our character's body. So something I thought would be cool to show you is if you go onto the edge here, and you'll see that like the edge of between two windows. So between my essentially my setup window here and my perspective window rather, and then the options here, where for example, like I have my modifiers, you can see as I go to this edge, it creates an arrow pointing to the left and the right. If I right click, I can create a vertical split here. And what that allows me to do is section off my window. So what you can do is I can hold Alt, and as I'm moving my mouse, right, around the snap, I can snap it to the side view. You can also, like I said, press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you have the, you know, essentially the, if you have a keyboard with a numpad. If you're on a laptop, you might not have that. And you could also, let's see, go to view here, and let's see, align view, and let's see, we can do, let's see, the right if you want. It looks like that didn't really align it. Let's undo that. And it looks like I kind of messed up my camera. So if we go in, let's see, and we select this camera here as an option, and let's see, go to our view panel here, we can make sure that there's no rotation. So let's try that one more time. It's kind of weird. I'm going to press N like Nancy to hide that. And let's do view again. Oh, you know what we did? We did align with view. We actually want to do viewport. Here we go. Right side. There we go. And so we have that. And then I could say, you know what? That's the right side. So view, viewport, and then you can see it tells you the numpad, right? And then I'll go to the bottom here, right click, and then horizontal split. And then we could do view, viewport, and then front. So this kind of gives us both, and then we could just kind of model in this view. You could also place these on the left side depending on where your seat is, where you're situated. So sometimes if you're sitting closer to the right side of your monitor, you might want that. Anyway, so we have these so we could see how it looks there, and as we're modeling. So let's actually lock these views. So I'm going to move it out like this just to kind of give us a little bit of space so we could see these guys. And as we click through this, you could see this. These are all of the different ways of affecting the way things that we see in our view, right? So there's motion tracking, color, outline, all this stuff as we click through each one of these. And like we go to this first option, you could see select visibility, like what do you want to see in the scene, meshes, curves, things like that. And there's also, if we press N here and we open up our view here, you can see there's lock to object. There's to 3D cursor, there's rotation, we turn that on. Now you could see I can hold shift and pan, but I can't rotate this view. So same thing here. I'm going to just expand this, hit lock rotation. So now I'm in my first front view and I just have to hold shift and pan. And I could zoom in and out, but I can't rotate these. So that way I can just focus on this, which is kind of nice. And then again, you could just press N to hide those. All right, so let's go ahead and model the body. I'm going to go up to the top here, hit add, or sorry, add, and then I'm going to add a cube. And I'm going to press Control and 2. And let's see, Control 2. Oh, I'm in edit mode. So I'm going to hit tab, go to object mode here. Then I'm going to hit Control and 2. And there's the body. And what I can do is actually, let's bring it down to 1. I'm going to remove this solidify by hitting the X, and I'm going to remove the mirror here. And now, let's see. Actually, let me undo that a little bit because it looks like I created that cube inside of edit mode with the hair. So I'm going to hit tab, go to object mode again. And let's this time use a hotkey. So I'm going to hit Shift A, go to Mesh, and I'm going to add a cube. And I'm going to grab my Move tool here. And let's see. Let's make sure that we have, when we're displaying, looks like I turned off. Let's see, Move, Rotation, and Scale. Oh, so actually, the silly thing is if you select it and you hit spacebar, it'll hide your cursor. All right, so I'm going to move this up, and I'm just paying attention to each one of these views, and we can hit Alt and Z and make sure that we are in shade mode so we could see X-ray mode here. And I'm going to go back over here to my modifiers here, hit Control and 2, and under viewport here, I'm going to make sure it's always in front of the things, and I'm going to turn on wireframe. And for color, let's see, I think that's okay. All right, so now when we select this, we should see wireframe. And like I said, before what I was going to do is make this a little bit smaller. Right click, shade smooth. And let's go ahead and just sort of edit this in each view. So I'm going to hit tab and go to edit mode here. And what I'd like to do is add a cut on the bottom to flatten out his shirt so it looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and you can see here there's these different tools. There's this loop cut, which is Control R. So I'm going to hit Control and R, and I'm just going to go on the edge here, and I'm going to left click and move this down. And you can see that flattens out his shirt. I'm going to hit tab, I'm going to go to object mode and hit S to scale this down. And just sort of place it like this, move it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and hit apply and accept those changes. So now what I can do is hit tab and go into edit mode here. Make sure that I press 1 to go to vertex mode here. I'm just going to select these and start moving them around. And let me make sure to preface that you should hit Alt Z, and that's X-ray mode. So let me move this over just a little bit so we could see inside of this. And if I hit Alt Z, you can see now I'm in X-ray mode. Same thing here, Alt Z. And now I can go in and just sort of tweak these. So I'll move this up, move this down. It looks like I still have kind of my smooth mesh. So I'm just moving these in a little bit, making sure to grab those two front verts. Like that. Just shape it out, something like this. And just grabbing those two back verts, placing it something like this. And then you could actually hit Alt Z in here just to see how it looks. It looks pretty good, doesn't look bad. Same thing in the front. Just gonna pull this out here to the side. Pull these down. What I should have did is turned on X-ray mode. Or sorry, symmetry. Let me go ahead and do that too before I modify all this. So options, let's see. Press N. And let's see. And transform mirror, I'll mirror on the X, and now when I select this, it should mirror it. There we go. Yeah, there we go. He modeled his shirt. I know that was a little bit of a longer explanation. Make sure to hit Control S to save. And in the next video, we'll do the character's shorts.